so now we can actually start to assemble the book. One of the other things that I should have told you need, which I almost forgot, were the inside pages for the book. There are 5 A2 clear envelopes here that have adhesive strips. There's an adhesive strip on here, and that's what we're going to use to adhere the pages to the inside of the book. So the first thing you're going to do is take your 4 3/4 by 9 1/4 cardstock that you've cut, and you're going to score it. This is pre-scored. I didn't want to put my score on the table because it takes up a lot of room. So I've scored it here at 1 inch and here at 2 inches. You always want to fold with the hill facing you, the valley, the indented side of the cardstock away from you. So even if this were a card, you want the bumpy part of your score towards you. You're going to fold this on the 2 inch line. So you're going to fold this over. Don't crease it with your hands because you don't want the oils from your hands to get on there. Just use your bone folder to make a nice clean crease. This is going to be the foldable flap on your book. Okay, fold that over, and again, just use your bone folder to give it a nice clean crisp fold. Now you have the place where you're going to line up your envelopes. So you're going to take off the adhesive from your first envelope, and you're going to want to try to center it. Once you get the first one, it's easier to lay all the others because the first one will have been centered. So just bring the edge of it up to the fold where you folded it on the 2 inch mark. Center the envelope as best as you can and stick it down. You're going to repeat that with each of the 5 envelopes. If you're working along with me, I'll go slow so that you can keep up. Okay, we have 2 of them down. Now by using 5 envelopes, you're going to be able to put 10 nice size photographs in this book. If you like a bigger book, you can add a few more pages, but keep in mind you're going to be holding this together with brads, so you don't want to make it too thick because the brad won't hold and everything will pop out and you'll have a difficult time letting it keep the form of a book. Okay, we have 1 more to do after this. If you notice, I'm using the top as my guide, and if it gets a little sticky, these are removable, so don't worry. Okay, this is our last one. You can also line these with cardstock to give them a little more stability and use that as the mat for your book. Okay, we have our pages in. Here's what it looks like. These 5 pages will hold 10 nice photographs of a special event for you. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is we're going to take our adhesive. We're going to run 2 nice lines of adhesive along this section here, the outermost section, because you want to be able to attach the front of the book. Okay, once you have your adhesive down, you take the piece of cardstock that you cut to 4 3/4 by 6 1/4 and adhere it and bring that up to that 2 inch mark where we scored. Okay, and then just give it a good rub down again with your bone folder so that you're not putting the oils from your hands on your project. Now we already have our book. It's starting to take form. If you notice, the front will fold over. Okay? Then we want to take a pen and we want to measure approximately 1.5 inches in on the spine and in the center. And just put a small little dot with your pen at approximately 1.5 inches. By doing that, you're making the marks where you're going to use your handheld punch or your crocodile or whatever tool you like to punch 2 holes for the brads. So right now, I guess we'll do that. So I'm going to use my crocodile. I made my mark. I have it set to the right size. Oh, but first, I think what I want to do is to make it easier. Let's apply these first. Take a glue dot, and right over the dot that you just made with your pen, just apply your 2 little white embossed dots. This is an easier way because now you're going to punch a hole right through both of these. Okay, now you need your crocodile. Okay, so just put your book edge into the crocodile, line it up where you want it to be, check where the hole is going to come down, and it's right here. I've tried to center it the best I can, and punch. You see I have my hole now for my brad, and you're also finishing off the hole nicely by using these little white dots that are embossed. Here's my second one. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can actually put our star brads in. Okay, brads are a little bit malleable, so if you find that your brad was from the manufacturer and not so straight, you can manipulate the prongs in the back and straighten it out a little bit. Sometimes they're very off-center, but they're not. Don't waste it. Don't throw it away, because you can manipulate that wire yourself and center them as you need. Okay, so I have my brads on. Now, on the back, I like to always make these straight, so that when I apply my 1-inch strip of cardstock to cover the spine, they'll be okay. Now that you have your front cover on and we've covered the back spine, we're going to apply our first layer of print cardstock that's going to give us a matte on the background. So just put your adhesive on and center this on the front. Okay, we have that. Our next layer, okay, you're going to put adhesive on the white embossed cardstock as well, and center that on top of the red. Okay, so you have your 2 layers on. Now you're going to adhere to the blue scallop. Center that. Okay, and now we're going to put the adhesive on our stamped images to apply them to the front of the card. We have our baseball hat. And again, you can make these have any images that you want. The baseball, I'm going to just use a glue dot. Make it easier. Okay, and then we have our 3 stars. Just put some adhesive on the back of the stars. You can use a glue dot if you'd like. And position them. You can see once you have all your pieces cut out, it's relatively easy to put this project together. Okay. We have our last star. Position that here. Okay, and then we have our buttons. So I'm going to use glue dots again to adhere the buttons. The buttons already have the floss in them. I used 1 large and 2 small buttons, so I'll use a smaller glue dot now. And the last thing we want to put on are photo corners. Okay, we're going to use our adhesive to put our photo corners. I like to put them a little bit off the edge. And our second one on the bottom. And there you have your 5-page, 10-photo album. You can line these with cardstock that's the size of the envelope to give them a little stability. And that's our project for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you make it, please post pictures on your blog and let us know.